Welcome to Tail Talks 360. Before we start the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment if you want to see more content like this. Have fun! By the late 1980s, Nintendo had performed a miracle. They resurrected a dying industry, cemented the NES as a global phenomenon, and established a seemingly unshakable empire with their strict quality control and beloved characters like Mario. The gaming world was a cheerful, pixelated landscape, largely under the benevolent rule of the Big N. But beneath the surface of this newfound peace, a rumble was growing. A challenger was emerging, one that refused to play by Nintendo's rules. Armed with aggressive marketing, a bold new attitude, and a lightning-fast blue hedgehog, this company was ready to declare war. This is the story of SEGA, the challenger who dared to take on Nintendo and ignite the legendary console wars. Sega's origins, much like Nintendo's, predated the home console boom. Founded in 1960 as service games in Hawaii by Martin Bromley, Richard Stewart, and David Rosen, it started by importing coin-operated games to Japan. Rosen, a shrewd American businessman, soon merged with his own company, forming SEGA, an abbreviation of service games. For decades, SEGA was a dominant force in the arcade industry, known for its technological prowess and cutting-edge experiences. Games like Hang On, Outrun, and Space Harrier pushed the boundaries of graphics and gameplay, establishing SEGA as an innovator. They understood hardware and the thrill of speed. But arcades, though profitable, had a ceiling. The real prize was the burgeoning home console market, firmly held by Nintendo. SEGA's first foray into the home console market with the Master System in 1985. The same year as the NES US launch was a respectable effort. It offered strong graphics and critically acclaimed titles like Wonder Boy and Phantasy Star. However, against the juggernaut that was the NES, with its massive game library and overwhelming market presence, the Master System struggled, especially in North America. SEGA learned a crucial lesson: simply making a good console wasn't enough. To compete with Nintendo, they needed more than just hardware. They needed an attitude, a strategy, and a mascot that could truly stand out. They realized that while Nintendo appealed to families and younger children, there was an untapped market. Older kids, teenagers, and anyone who felt Nintendo was too kiddie. In 1988, SEGA launched its next console in Japan, the Mega Drive. A year later, it arrived in North America as the SEGA Genesis. This 16-bit powerhouse was a significant leap from the NES, offering superior graphics, faster processing, and CD quality sound. This wasn't just a new console, it was a declaration of war. SEGA, under the fearless leadership of Tom Kalinske in America, adopted an aggressive, rebellious marketing strategy. Their slogans directly attacked Nintendo, proclaiming, "Genesis does what Nintendo." They positioned themselves as the cooler, edgier alternative, appealing to a demographic hungry for speed, attitude, and a break from Nintendo's perceived innocence. But a console needs a star, and in 1991, SEGA found its answer: Sonic the Hedgehog. Fast, stylish, and bursting with attitude, Sonic was the antithesis of Mario. He embodied SEGA's new image: cool, rebellious, and lightning quick. The bundled Sonic the Hedgehog game was a system seller, showcasing the Genesis's speed and capabilities. With hits like Madden NFL that captured the sports market and a daring price cut, SEGA started to gain serious traction. The console wars had officially begun. For a glorious few years, SEGA and Nintendo fought tooth and nail. The release of Nintendo's Super Nintendo, or SNES, in 1991 intensified the rivalry, but SEGA held its own, even briefly outselling Nintendo. This competition pushed both companies to innovate, leading to some of the greatest games of the 16-bit era. However, SEGA's aggressive spirit soon turned into a fatal flaw. They became victims of their own ambition, releasing too many add-ons and consoles in quick succession. The SEGA CD and 32X were confusing, expensive, and fragmented their own user base. The scattered focus, coupled with internal corporate disagreements between SEGA of Japan and SEGA of America, severely weakened the company. By the mid-90s, the arrival of Sony's PlayStation with its 3D power caught SEGA off guard. Their next console, the SEGA Saturn, struggled to compete. Despite a valiant final effort with the innovative Dreamcast in 1999, which pioneered online console gaming, it ultimately couldn't recapture market share. In 2001, after decades of pioneering innovation, SEGA announced its withdrawal from the console hardware business, becoming a third-party software developer. SEGA's journey is a paradox. A company that successfully challenged an industry giant, pushed boundaries, and created an undeniable cultural legacy, yet ultimately fell from grace. They proved that Nintendo wasn't unbeatable, and that fierce competition could drive unprecedented innovation. The console wars they ignited shaped the very DNA of gaming, proving that even a powerful empire can be challenged, and that sometimes a game on. Attitude isn't quite enough to win the long game. Thanks for watching. What was your favorite SEGA game? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into gaming history. See you next time.